A couple of former NFL quarterbacks have come to the defense of Justin Fields, talking about how he has been the least to blame for the Bears' offensive struggles thus far, and especially in their last game against the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's talk about that, people. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Hall back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, please do hit that subscribe button down below. Please make sure to turn the bell notifications on so you're notified every time I drop a new video, guys. So let's get into this here. So pretty interesting comments here. The first one coming from former Bears quarterback Chase Daniel. If you guys remember Chase Daniel, when he was the backup for us a few years back, he basically, I guess on his own YouTube channel, talked about and broke down the game against the Chiefs. And folks, I'll link the video to, I'll give the link to the video for this. So go check it out. Obviously, can't put it on here for copyright purposes. But Chase Daniel really did a great job breaking this down and taking a look at the tape, the all-22 for the Bears versus the Chiefs, and taking a look at every single Justin Fields drop back. Oh my goodness. Like 80 to 90% of the time, there was not a single receiver open. The scheme that Luke Getsy is running is complete garbage. I kid you not, folks. It is so hard to watch on tape how unopen these guys are. I mean, we're talking about the Bears receiver running these long routes and the Chiefs DBs just covering them so well, and Justin Fields has nothing downfield. Instead of making it easy on his young quarterback, we've got, Luke Getsy making it more difficult. So that's what Chase Daniel broke down. Talked about the fact that the Chiefs played a lot of cover zero. Talked about the fact that they rushed only 3 because they know that the Bears' offensive line isn't very good and they can still get to Justin Fields with just 3. And he did get sacked 3 times. And they also had a spy on Justin Fields the entire time. All right, so they knew that Justin Fields, his running ability is still his best attribute, and so they made sure to have a spy on Justin Fields. And yeah, the wide receivers were not getting open down the field. That is what Chase Daniel broke down, and basically they didn't get open. And then when they got open, they dropped the ball. I'm looking at you, DJ Moore. I love you, DJ, but that was flat out bad. And Chase Claypool as well, leaving almost 100 yards on the field if those are caught, right? We're talking about Fields at 200 yards at that point because he only threw for 99, but we're talking about like 100 plus air yards gone from drops, okay? And also just not running great routes because they're not able to get open. So it was just a combination of all those things. Now, look, Justin Fields was not completely absolvent of any blame. Chase Daniel did say, there was instances where he could have thrown the ball in the dirt, not hold on to it too long, and he could have done a better job escaping. But he said, for the most part, it was the least thing to worry about his play that game. It was more about everything else, the scheme, the receivers, the protection. It was just not good, folks. And you know what? This doesn't surprise me. Honestly, until you watch that tape, you won't realize how bad it is because we're talking about the fact that the OC, Luke Getsy, can't even give Justin Fields layups. Now, I get it. The Chiefs' defense is very good, but at least you can scheme guys open, underneath or down low. I don't even need, deep shots at this time. How about some checkdowns just to get them going? But no, we can't even get that going. So the whole game plan was just terrible, okay? So that is what Chase Daniel pointed out, and I agree with him on that, folks. Receivers were not getting open. The game plan was terrible. Now, Kyle Sloter, another former NFL quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, went to Twitter, and I'm going to share his tweets here for you guys. So he said the following. Disclaimer, for my next video, I fully intended on breaking down Justin Fields and the Bears and blaming Fields for the horrendous outing I watched unfold on my TV. After watching the film, it's very hard for me to blame Fields, and having been on the spot myself, I wish I had someone in the media to speak the truth about what's really going on. So I will. First and foremost, the Bears receivers should be ashamed. Literally, no one creates any separation or makes any plays downfield on 50-50 balls. On TV, it looks like Fields holds the ball forever when in reality, there is not a soul open. There are 3 times in the game that I wish Fields would have checked the ball down faster, but for 90% of the game, I'm sure he feels helpless back there. Second, the coaching staff is running some of the most bland and predictable concepts I've ever seen from an NFL team. There's also a lack of execution, receivers not motioning, not lining up in the right spots, RBs not getting out in routes fast enough, and questionable protection scheme. I'm not saying Fields is playing phenomenal and blameless, but there's a reason he's been in the media a few times wanting to pass blame, but then has redacted his statements. He feels helpless, and I don't blame him. You put Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tua, or Purdy in this system, and they're terrible. Just saying. I 1000% agree with that, folks. That is the biggest problem this year, is we are seeing actively the Chicago Bears organization, front office, coaching staff, all 3 fail Justin Fields. And that's the problem. Justin Fields is not perfect. 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL aren't. But you can develop him. You can make things easier for him. You can put the right infrastructure in place for him. You can devise a good game plan for him. And for a few games last year, at the back end of it, it looked like that was the case. That's gone completely sideways this year. That's why Bears fans are so annoyed. That's why Bears fans are struggling so much, understanding, hey, why the heck do we have another quarterback who is arguably the most talented quarterback in Bears history failing to develop? And how do I know he's failing to develop? Because he's actually getting worse, all right? It's hard to get worse, folks. Most of the time, you just stay consistent if you're not very good. But to get worse, that's a problem. That's a larger problem here, and that's what Kyle Sloter is saying, folks. Justin Fields is being failed on all fronts. On all fronts, from coaching, from his team, receivers, offensive line, coaching staff, front office, like, it's bad. So that, at the end of the day, it's such a sad story to see here, because you know the kid has talent, but he feels helpless. He feels helpless, folks. So all you can do at this point is hope things change and hope these guys somehow find the damn, logic to switch things around and actually help Fields. But until I see it, I won't believe it. So all I can do is hope that is the case, but it is so frustrating to see this, folks. So frustrating to see us fail our young quarterback when we know if he was in a different system in San Fran, in Philly, in Buffalo, in Kansas City, he would be succeeding way more than he is in Chicago, and that is a problem. That's a major problem, folks. And it needs to be addressed, and it needs to change quick, fast, and in a hurry, or these guys need to get fired. Let me know what you guys think, man. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Chase Daniel and Kyle Sloter have a point? I do. I think they make valid points. Go watch the tape. Let me know what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching.